So whenever this video decides to drop, well, whenever I decide to drop this video, hopefully the Jonathan Taylor trade won't go through just yet, because I feel like that Jonathan Taylor deal and this Christian Wilkins deal, it can get a little bit complicated, especially the way it would look if Jonathan Taylor ended up getting a new deal after the Dolphins, if the Dolphins decide to make this trade, because I believe the last time I checked, the Indianapolis Colts denied the trade offer the Miami Dolphins offered to the Colts. So they're in trade talks. But the way I feel about if they were to get a deal done and the Dolphins was able to extend Jonathan Taylor, the image wouldn't look very well upon the Christian Wilkins thing, because I feel like Christian Wilkins has been here since the beginning of the rebuild. He was the staple. 2019, low expectations. Christian Wilkins, we selected him, and I feel like he's kind of been the heart and the soul of this Miami Dolphins defense, the battery pack of this Miami Dolphins defense, like Draymond Green with the Golden State Warriors. And I feel like a lot of folks, Miami Dolphins fans, really undervalue the Christian Wilkins. This has been like a conversation, like every stream I've been on. This has always been a conversation, and what he's worth and all this other stuff. And I just feel like some of the Miami Dolphins fans are extremely are lowballing the value of a Christian Wilkins. Look, I get it. When you sit down and you look at a Christian Wilkins, everybody wants to sit back and look at the sack totals and the pressures. Now, Christian Wilkins, 11.5 sacks and 56 pressures since the end of the league. Quentin Williams, 27.5 sacks, 74 pressures. Ed Oliver, 14.5 sacks, 78 pressures. Dexter Lawrence, 16.5 sacks, 98 pressures. Jeffrey Simmons, 21 sacks, 81 pressures. And those guys already got paid. Now, a lot of folks are sitting there like, why should we pay a Christian Wilkins like these other guys if he's not putting up these kind of sack totals? Now, like I keep stating to everybody, look, I feel like you being able to be a phenomenal run defender is extremely undervalued in the league. And what you're paying a Christian Wilkins for is for him to be a play disruptor. And what I mean by play disruptor, like you need a guy that can literally could be a staple right there in the middle, who can split a double team when the opposing teams decide they want to run the ball, and he just screws the whole play up, whether he may end up making the tackle for loss in the backfield or he forces that runner to bounce to the outside because of the fact that he's able to be so dominant and screw the play up. Now, where does that mean for the opposing team? It literally eliminates the majority of the playbook of the game plan of what they decide to run against the Miami Dolphins at that particular time. And then you also eliminate the possibility of the play action. You can eliminate the RPO because of the fact that you're of a dominant Christian Wilkins sitting there right there in the middle and being able to eliminate all of that. And it increases the chances. It will increase the chances of an opposing team of being one-dimensional once you eliminate the factor of them being able to run the football. So many different things that come into play when you're able to run the football. And what do they say in football? You have to establish the dominance at the line of scrimmage. And what Christian Wilkins does, he dominates at the line of scrimmage, able to get himself in the backfield and disrupt plays. So a lot of folks is like, look, I feel like we can get the same value out of Zach Psylent. Now, what's said is true. Zach Seiler's almost as good as a Christian Wilkins as far as being a pretty good run defender. But my thing is it more because of the fact that the majority of the attention is on a Christian Wilkins, or is Zach Seiler really that good? And do I really want to take the chance? Really want to take that chance and be like, okay, Christian Wilkins, we're going to go ahead and let you walk, and we're going to take our chance with Zach Seiler, and then Zach Seiler may not end up being what we expected him to be, or end up putting up the same amount of numbers that he was putting up with a Christian Wilkins right next to him. Same thing with a Raekwon Davis. Like, I like Raekwon Davis, a big, huge run defender. All three of these guys aren't exactly pass rushers, but to be honest with you, I can live with that. I can live with that. Like, I prefer to make a team one dimensional where we're able to eliminate running the ball, eliminate pet lay action, the RPO, because then that comes down to what? Time of possession. You eliminate the time of possession. You run the ball, you keep the clock ticking. You eliminate that. And you increase the chance of an opposing team to throw an interception. Turnovers, which ends up coming down to you end up stealing. If you win the turnover battle, you almost guaranteed to win the football game. But when we look at some of the highest paid defensive tackles in the league annually, obviously Aaron Donald sitting at number one with $31 million. Then you have Quinnen Williams, big, huge drop off, sitting with $24 million. You have Jeffrey Simmons sitting at $23 million. You have Deron Payne sitting at $22 million. And you got Dexter Lawrence sitting at $22 million and a half too as well. So both of those players, 22 and a half. So then you have Javon Hargrave with 21, Leonard Williams with 21, and DeForest Buckner with 21. And I wanted to go ahead and mention Chris Jones because he's in a contract dispute with the Kansas City Chiefs too, where I could see him making a significant jump where he ended up getting like some kind of like bonus where it puts him probably right above Quinnen Williams at probably like 25, 26 million, somewhere like that. But if we were to go ahead and try to put a Christian Wilkins in a category as far as like what he should be paid, I would probably say you could put him somewhere with that, maybe at that $22 million $500 mark, where you put him right there in the conversation with a Deron Payne and a Dexter Lawrence. Because I'm sorry, I don't see a Javon Hargrave being as good as a Christian Wilkins. I may be wrong, but based off of what I've seen last year, the dominance of that Philadelphia Eagles offense, the Philadelphia Eagles defense, I can't put him in that conversation yet. He's gonna have to show me again. So yeah, about that $22,500,000 mark for Christian Wilkins, I feel like that's extremely doable for the Miami Dolphins to sit down and get this deal done. And like I said, it would be disrespectful if the Miami Dolphins was to pull the trigger on this trade for Jonathan Taylor first and give him the contract, and then we're just going to sit here and just let Christian Wilkins wait, where Christian Wilkins has been extremely patient, especially due to the fact that he's been a hold-in. He wasn't a holdout.